Dun 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 dun. Game of Thrones. George R. R. Martin. A Game of Thrones. Not the series, overall. It's actually called A Song of Ice and Fire. The first book of the series is called A Game of Thrones. It's a little misnomer sometimes about you television-only watchers out there. Today I'm going to be doing a review about this first book of Game of Thrones and the series overall. So Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones is written, as I said, by George R. R. Martin. It is a high fantasy that has been critically acclaimed and praised by, well, almost everyone. I'm sure that everyone who's probably watching this right now has heard of it, and if you haven't, wow, I'm very impressed. And hopefully you will actually, after I exchange a few words with you about this review, we'll go listen to it. Listen to it if it's on audiobook. I just realized what I did right there. Listen to yourself read the book, obviously, or watch the show, but we're not talking about the show, we're talking about the book series. It's a bit of a different beast.
So, let's take a break for a moment and take a look at the actual book itself.
The things I do for love.
No, not that Game of Thrones. This Game of Thrones. If we subject the book to further inspection, we can deduce that this book is without a doubt 100% a brick. I mean, seriously, just look at this thing. It's massive. This book has 835 pages of information to absorb. 835! So unless you're some inhuman speed demon of a reader, you're gonna be committed to this book for a while.
It's like Lord of the Rings, but with more gore, and grit, and murder, and sex, and vulgarity, and betrayal, and bloodshed, and incest. Can't go without that incest. And also a little bit of allusion to dragons. One of the things that Martin does so well in this text is that he's able to intricately weave all of these plots together in this seamless fashion. It works towards everything and helps build the world, as you have these characters that are from different locations in the universe coming together and making effects that affect other people on the complete opposite side. It's really quite fascinating when you think about it.
As I flip through the pages of this book, you can see each new chapter is titled by a name. This indicates a few key things have changed. Character of interest, location in the world, even time itself. Also, this is book 1, by the way. So, yeah, it's gonna be a while.
Now, I know what you're thinking. Why? I'm not a fan of fantasy. Why should I get this? Now, hear me out. Seriously. This book, it has it all. It's got mystery. It's got romance. It's got war. It's got betrayal. It's got intensity. It's got tension. It's really got all of it. It's even got some horror tones to it. There's a reason why this is such a cultural phenomenon. And I truly believe that if you give the book a shot, it's going to be a different experience from the show. You know, it always is. A lot of people, they always say, well, you know, the book was better. You know, it had this part and that part, and these characters didn't talk. What happened here? It was completely different. That completely aside, if I was doing a review for the show, I would do a review for the show, and I'd probably say incredibly encouraging and positive things about it. But this is the book, and I'm going to talk about, and I've been talking about solely the book alone. If you want, I promise you that if you go back in time to the old 1996, you will enjoy yourself immensely. This is one of my favorite books, as it is a lot of people's, and I assure you that if you give yourself, you know, a Sunday and you want to just want to stay inside, read a book, pick this up. I assure you, you won't be able to put it down. Now remember, that is George R. R. Martin's Game of Thrones, the first book in the Song of Ice and Fire. This has been Lawson Cade's review. Thank you all for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day. See you at the bookstore.